So I had this idea, like, let's open it up. Let's let kids see what we're making, what the lines can look like. With that came taking down walls. It was kind of extending. It was having to bring 2 lines into the current space that we had, and that space was really limited. Hi, I'm Kasandra Davis. I'm the Child Nutrition Director for Brenham ISD. I became a dietitian / assistant director for Lamar Consolidated ISD. And when the director position opened up in Brenham, I applied and I got it, and it's been a great 4 years of learning and taking on new challenges here. Currently, when I got here 4 years ago, we had a serving line in the middle of the cafeteria and we had a serving line across the cafeteria, and then we had 2 behind closed walls. And so students really couldn't see what was going on in the line. During the middle of lunches, we were having to push carts of food to the middle of the cafeteria, across the cafeteria while students are eating, while they're in line to get food. So I had this idea, like, let's open it up. Let's let kids see what we're making, what the lines can look like. With that came taking down walls. It was kind of extending. It was having to bring 2 lines into the current space that we had, and that space was really limited. So it was really strategic in how do we fit all the lines in here. But I think my staff has seen it's easier to run with just 3 lines. It takes less staff members to run that. The students are getting through the line easier. We added multi-tiers, so for high school, that's really been able to give us more space to put the food, to not have to restock as often. I think my proudest accomplishment in child nutrition so far is getting Brenham ISD to be on the CEP program, which is allowing all of our students to eat for free. We were noticing that there were a lot of students that consistently weren't having money on their account, and so being able to implement CEP has really been beneficial, and I've seen a lot of great things so far from that. I think for the students coming through, they're seeing it more kind of like a higher dining, like a college experience, kind of like a preview. We're trusting them more with having open merchandisers where they can take drinks. We're letting them have a larger space, being able to pick up their own a la carte snack. In the past, it was all, under lock and key. They had to ask for chips, they had to ask for the drink. They couldn't always see the drink options. So having the open concept is really, I think, giving them more independence and hopefully getting ready for that next step as they leave us and go on to their next adventure. I chose ModuServe because I'd used them before. The design that I chose, I had kind of tested out at my pre-K campus a few years ago. They were super easy to work with. I knew that in this space it wasn't going to be just a single line. I knew that we were going to have to get some different shapes in there and play with it. Having the flexibility down the road if we wanted to switch out a section to change it because something just wasn't working for us, or maybe if we needed to extend it down the road and add some sections, I knew that I would have that flexibility with ModuServe, and that was something that we were really looking for. I also like the flexibility that the hot tops can be hot or cold. So that was a nice feature that depending on the menu for the day or just depending on the line, we could make those hot or cold options. CJR was amazing. This was a huge project. I really didn't know how we were going to tackle it. Being in a small district, you don't always have a facilities person to kind of help you and guide you through some of the bigger projects that go on. How do we make some of these things just look better? Or, hey, I didn't think about that at the beginning. All the little things that come with construction that you just don't think about. It was great having somebody else who knew what they were doing, and we're able to kind of check those off as we needed to. I would advise any directors who are interested in taking on a large project to just call Chrane and ask them to come out and walk the space with you, talk about different options, talk about what you have in mind, and let the ideas just kind of start flowing from there. We started talking about things way before a bid ever went out, just so I kind of knew what I needed to bid for, what that needed to look like. Overall experience, your rep is going to be there for you. They came out to board meetings to help, get the project approved. They were here to answer questions, things that, I don't do in my day-to-day. It's really helpful to have someone who can come out, know what they're talking about, explain it accurately, and know that they're going to have your best interest.